What is up, my gravy babies, and welcome to Lucifer Within Us. Like, comment, and subscribe now. So, Lucifer Within Us, this is a demo by, okay, let's just this bad boy down a bit. I guess it's made by Kit Fox Games. 100 Years Without Murder, 100 Years Without Demonic Possession. Then this, I am Sister Ada, Exorcist and Investigator. This is my testament to the massacre at St. Walpurgis Abbey. It is truth. Do not believe the lies of my accusers. Cybernetics work. And wait, Cybernetics Workshop. This is an abbey. Wait. Oh. Sister Ada, welcome. I am Virgil, Chief Inquisitor at St. Walpurgis Abbey. We may be in need of your talents as an exorcist. You can survey the evidence yourself, but I think you will agree. Has there truly been a murder? It seems so. Respected priestess, Mother Miriam, passed this morning under suspicious circumstances. A daemon may be present, here even now, possessing someone. What happened exactly? Mother Miriam was only recently appointed as successor to Abbot Gregory. Can I hit space? No, I have to click. This morning she came to the workshop to receive her coronet of office. Something went wrong with the installation? Yes, to put it mildly, the coronet oversurged, killing Mother Miriam. Brace yourself for the sight. Then the workshop operators Gideon and Reuben are the prime suspects. They are brothers, right? So the coronet oversurged and killed her. Yes, but it's highly out of character for Gideon or Reuben to kill someone. Even so, they were the only ones present when Mother Miriam died. Ah. Demons nurture our sinful desires into unthinkable actions, Virgil. One of the brothers has surely been seduced by a demon. Whatever it is, I will unmask his lies and cast out the demon within him. I don't know if I'm supposed to pronounce this different from demon or daemon. I don't fucking know. Someone can tell me if they want. May Ein Soph's will be done. Amen. To exorcise the demon, we must uncover 4 things. First, the suspect. We must identify which sinner is possessed by a demon. Second, the opportunity. When exactly was the murder committed? We can pinpoint the opportunity by analyzing each suspect's testimonies. Third, the means by which the murder has been committed. The means can be found among the physical evidence at the scene of the incident. Fourth, the mode of the murder, which can be found in their inner world, their sanctum. Am I about to go into people's brains or something? The motive will tell us which demon possesses the sinner. So does okay. Very well. Let us begin our holy work. What the hell? Oh. A newly appointed voice of Ein Soph, who is scheduled to receive an aether coronet implant at the workshop. Gideon. Reuben. Evidence found. Gideon. This is madness. I will not suffer this injustice. I am Gideon, the greatest cybernetician of our generation. I am blessed. Ein Sophie guides these hands, you see. Your gaudy trinkets are hardly worth boasting about. Mother Miriam died by your hands, is that not so? No, why would I want to harm her? Mother Miriam was my patron. She loved me like a son. I did nothing wrong. The consecration chamber must have been compromised. Sister Ada is here to seek the truth, Gideon. You have nothing to fear if you are innocent. Please hear Gideon's testimony, Sister Ada, and judge for yourself if he speaks true. Testimony of a suspect is divided into events. You can access detailed description of events by hovering over them. You can manipulate the timeline marker to navigate to any moment in the testimony. Oh gosh. Listen to what Gideon has to say. Mother Miriam came to me for a consecration ceremony. I performed this many times before, so I was confident. To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the cornet's amplification at my work table. Hold on. Meanwhile, I adjusted the cornet's amplification at my work table, then placed it upon Mother Miriam's head. I have to send a text on moment. I'm sorry. Okay, wait a second. Let's re-examine what he said about Miriam's arrival. Interesting. Gideon does not mention Reuben being present while greeting Mother Miriam. Let's select her arrival. Ask. Good. I can ask the suspect about any statement in the testimony. Were you alone when greeting Mother Miriam? He insists that he was alone. I wonder if Reuben will I know this word. What the fuck is happening? Corroborate? Corroborate? What? Am I... Brain? Help? For now, let's finish hearing the rest of his testimony. He said he was alone, but then he says he's ordered Reuben. Meanwhile, I adjusted the amplification at my work table, then placed it upon her head. We began by closing our eyes and praying together, tying so I thought I heard the chamber open, but I didn't think much of it. I hear someone walking by. Why would he not open his eyes? Then I activated the consecration chamber and began the ceremony itself. The Aether output was within safe ranges. What the fuck? That's neat. Then it happened. She was dead. She just sprayed blood everything. But it's impossible. I had everything under control. I've heard enough. Let's leave him for now. Reuben. An exorcist? Surely there's no demons here, though. This was an accident, wasn't it? If Gideon is possessed, that would mean he did it on purpose. Horrible. You're the elder brother. I see. Your name? Yes, my name is Reuben Gurimond. I am responsible for engineering and design of her implants. How did Mother Miriam die exactly? It was a completely preventable accident. Mother Miriam died because Gideon deliberately flouted the ceremony guidelines for his own glory. Gideon may be my flesh and blood, but he must take responsibility for his negligence. Let's hear what Reuben has to say. Keep in mind that Reuben's testimony may differ greatly from Gideon's version of events. If an event is corroborated by another suspect's testimony, it will be marked as verified on the timeline. So if two events say the same thing, then it'll be verified, I guess. Let's listen to what he has to say. Mother Miriam came to us to receive a consecration ceremony, but she wanted something extravagant. Gideon suggests setting the cornet to have maximum Aether output. I warned him that doing so is highly dangerous. Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway, since he was going to handle everything. I went back to my tasks. This part of his testimony is rather long and repetitive. Let's move ahead to the next section. Try to stop ceremony. Good, I was growing impatient. Let's observe the rest. When Gideon activated the chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen. And then he's dead. Okay. Now that you've heard the testimony from each suspect, let's think carefully. There's only one truth to the chain of events of this morning, and I doubt that either brother has told it to us. So we must rely on Ein Sof's grace gifts to us, our minds. There are three ways we should consider what we have discovered. First way is deduction, since there can only be one truth. If two things don't align, one or both of them is false. If Gideon and Reuben do not agree on something, someone is lying. Or if what they say do not match the evidence, I find that they must be lying. Second is induction. I should base my theory on what I discover. If my theory does not align with any of the testimonies or evidence that I find, then I should discard it. If two theories are both possible, then I should prefer the one that has more information that supports it. That said, induction alone is usually not enough. Finally, abduction. I must hypothesize what could have happened, filling in gaps in information with my imagination. This is the fastest and the most powerful way of thinking, but also the most fraught. I should engage in each of the three ways in order to uncover the truth. Okay, let's explore this. The control panel, a valuable piece of physical evidence. A new entry is added to your evidence panel, which can be found in the lower left of your display. There you can access detailed information about the control panel. You must present them to suspects in order to discover any contradictions. So now I have control panel. Okay, let's look at the body. Coronet remains and her body. New piece of evidence, let's examine it now. The body's completely unharmed, but her head exploded. Parts of the amplifier component and bits of casings have survived the explosion. Okay. Door button. Door controls. Only user's record showed that was open twice this morning. Okay. Coronet blueprints. The purpose is that you amplify the user's aether output. The components are amplifier, casing, limiter. Found on Reuben's worksheet plans for restoring a relic that was recently brought to St. Walpurg by Father Augustine. What's this? The devil's herb. I knew something nefarious is afoot. The abbey must be purified of its scent. I should dispose of any that I find. Coronet limiter. Found in Gideon's workspace. Component is required to safely install without causing aether oversurge. Place the cornet and the recipient in the chamber. The performer and recipient pray in silence. Begin the song to start modulating the aether. Intensify the output by bringing the performance to a crescendo. Is there anything else specific over here? If any component of the coronet is missing, that would suggest that the incident was sabotage. Okay. Let's talk to him. Now that I've discovered some important pieces of evidence, let's ask the suspect about them. Select any evidence and ask him about it. Okay. Any evidence, okay. How exactly do you operate this? Do you press the keys much like a normal organ? As a crude way to phrase it, there's much artistry in the performance. The rhythm and the melody of my music affects how the energy is transferred into the implant. Okay. This was never supposed to happen. I'm so sorry, Mother Miriam. My masterwork is perfectly fitted to Mother Miriam's brow. Even in pieces, you can see the sublime beauty of my artistry. This can't be all you found. Where is the limiter? Limiter? There was a safety device? The ether limiter was supposed to protect the coronet from an oversurge. Additionally, it was the crown jewel of the coronet. I suppose it shattered. It's right there. Gideon, things are not looking good for you so far. Okay. Door controls. Chamber was sealed during the ceremony. There you have it. Proof that was performed flawlessly. Perhaps what is curious is that the door was opened twice. The first time was when Reuben opened the chamber to let Mother Miriam in. The second time was just before the ceremony started, when you closed your eyes and prayed for guidance. With the one true God as my witness, I swear that is the truth. I kneeled and listened for his voice. It must have been Reuben who opened it for some reason. He was always skittish about the slightest possibility of malfunction. Is this Reuben's little chart? He sure loves making things complicated. True art comes from the soul. Nothing in that mess of lines and wires expresses the beauty of the coronet. Oh, is that Reuben's little project? Whatever it keeps him busy is fine by me. Coronet limiter. Recognize this component, Gideon? It was found at your workstation. The coronet limiter? Impossible, but the explosion. How can it be undamaged? Someone must have removed it from the coronet prior to the ceremony. All but ensuring the ceremony went end in a bloody mess. I had nothing to do with this. Why did I sabotage my own work? Why indeed? Then I'll ask about the ceremony. It's meant to be glorious, beautiful. Reuben has always been devout, serious, and boring. We can't all be grand, I suppose. The consecration ceremony is meant to be glorious, beautiful. Okay, let's talk to him. Let's ask him about the evidence. The control panel is used to modulate the output. Yes. This is a nightmare, as always taken extra precautions so nothing like this could ever happen. And yet here we are. Mother Miriam would still be alive if Gideon was more careful. Are these the only pieces that were found in the chamber? I see the casing and the amplifier, but the limiter seems to be missing. How could that be? For safety reasons, this button is the only way to open the consecration chamber's door. My Mother Miriam's coronet was built according to these exact specifications. If Gideon performs it correctly, the coronet would have been safe to install. This is what I was working on during the ceremony. Father Augustine, a visiting scholar, asked me to help restore this relic. I'm quite proud of my work and should be ready for tonight's mass. He's a scholar of demons and aesthetic technologies. He's made truly remarkable studies during his theoretical works. Okay. You found it on Gideon's desk? It's no wonder that the coronet exploded. The imbecile must have forgotten to replace it after adjusting the coronet's amplification. Installation progress to augment someone's public speaking abilities. It's sealed during the ceremony to prevent any disruption. Sadly, it seems that that wasn't enough this time. Poor Mother Miriam killed by Gideon's arrogance. Mother Miriam was our primary benefactor. Without her patronage, we wouldn't even have this workshop. I loved her. If only she hadn't trusted Gideon in his boasting, maybe she'd still be alive. Claims he went back to his workstation. What does Gideon say? Let's switch to his testimony. Gideon claims that Reuben opened the door to the concentration chamber. Let's go back to Reuben. Okay. Let's unmask Reuben's lie. Contradict. Gideon convinced her to move forward. Anyway, since she was going to handle everything, I went back to my desk. You did not return to your workstation after the discussion. Gideon ordered you to open the consecration chamber for Mother Miriam. Ordered me? Is that what he told you? Despite his delusions, Gideon is certainly not my master. I did open the chamber, it's true. I apologize for the omission. It's a regular part of our routine that had slipped my mind earlier. Reuben has amended his testimony. Let's examine open chamber. Good, the statement from Reuben's testimony is now verified for 2 reasons. 1. Corroboration. Gideon's testimony confirms that he opened the door for Mother Miriam. Specificity. It has a shorter time frame and describes a clear set of events. Okay, so this is how specific it is. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. What's more, the contradiction weakened the suspect's resolve. His eye of providence glows, which allows me to enter his sanctum, the digital representation of his mind. Let's use his third eye to enter his sanctum and see what truly motivates the suspect. What the fuck? Evidence discovered, believer? We only cracked the outer layer of his sanctum this time. Still, let's examine the psychological evidence that we have found. Interesting, this information will help me discern which statements to trust. Faithful servant abides so for so he thinks. He knows that cybernetics are a critical part of the one truth. Each statement is testimony again. Excellent. Some of the statements are now supported by the suspect's psychology. Next, I must find correlation between the suspect's behavior and existing daemons. Let's open the daemonologies. Lucifer the Proud, the prince of daemons and the eternal adversary of himself manifests in the ambitious and strong-willed, promising their heart's desire in exchange for excuse me. Beelzebub the gluttonous, simple-minded, debilitates the host, turning them into feral beasts. The host is compelled to consume stranger and filthier things until nothing remains of their humanity. The vengeful, Sathanas, a furious demon that strokes the simmering rage within the host, preys upon fervent and the righteous, goading them to take matters into their own hands. Potential. The envious, playful but deceitful demon who slowly drives the host mad with whispers of their own inadequacy. The host blames others for their ill fortune until the apparent injustice drives them to take what is rightfully theirs. If the suspect is possessed, there should be a psychological evidence that has clear correlation with the daemon. To obtain further psychological evidence, I must find more contradictions and present them to the suspect. Now that I heard the testimony gathered and the evidence, I can accuse the suspect. To accuse a suspect, I must establish the opportunity, means, and motive for the crime. Let's present a section of the suspect's testimony. I mean, I have to. Good. If it's a valid answer, the suspect will be forced to admit they have committed the murder at the time. Otherwise, they will give a counter-argument as to why it's impossible. If I was in the chamber then, Gideon or Mother Miriam would have seen me. What about when Gideon and Mother Miriam were praying? I was still working at the time. Do I have proof that he wasn't? If I do, I should contradict him with this first before accusing him. During the ceremony, no one was inside the chamber other than Mother Miriam. If you're accusing me of sabotage, when could I have done any of this? Now let's try to establish the means. First, I need to present physical evidence. Good, same as before, they will accept my evidence if it is valid, and deny it if they can explain why I'm wrong. There's nothing faulty with the cornet itself. Indeed, the craftsmanship was flawless, as was Gideon's performance of the ceremony, but you removed the limiter from the cornet without Gideon's knowledge, which, coupled with the cornet's high amplification, caused an oversurge. Gideon's arrogance may have endangered Mother Miriam. Finally, let's establish the motive. So this is correct. I need to present a psychological evidence for their own sanctum. This is all I have. Good. If he's the culprit, then presented with the correct motive, the daemon within him will compel him to speak the truth. If not, he will deny my claim. Your faith is what drove you to kill Mother Miriam. Why would you think so? If anything, my faith is the proof that I would not have hurt a priestess. Mother Miriam was our patron. Why would I want to harm her? The accusation was unsuccessful, which means I must investigate further. Let's cancel for now and leave the suspect. Okay. Let's talk to him. I gotta just switched actually. Gideon claims that the Aether bullets are within safe ranges, but the control panel indicates otherwise. You lied, Gideon. The ceremony wasn't safe. The control panel's records show that Aether output values were in abnormally high ranges. Humph, of course it was. Mother Miriam wanted the coronet as powerful as it could be. But I'm Gideon the Grand. With my talents, I had it under control. I made no errors. Something else went wrong. I just don't know what. Let's examine. Maintain control. Good. The statement from Gideon's testimony is now verified for 2 reasons. 1. It has a shorter specificity, and now it's consistent with the records from the control panel. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. So maintain control. You now admitted that the ceremony was risky. What makes you so confident that you maintain control? Because I am a maestro, I remember every bit of my performance. Nothing that I did could have overcome the coronet limiter. Ask about this. You heard the door open. Perhaps. I think I also heard footsteps, but it's a faint, vague memory, not to mention it's impossible. After all, Mother Miriam can't open the door from within. Ruben was probably working away on some new device or another. I must have imagined it. What exactly did you modify? I modified the amplifier within to its maximum setting. To do so, I had to temporarily remove the limiter. But I made sure to replace it before taking it to the chamber. Were you alone? Yes, I was certain I was alone then. Lies unmasked. Lies, Gideon. Ruben tells me he was with you when Mother Miriam arrived. What? Come to think of it, yes, he was standing there scowling as usual. He was not just standing there, he tried to stop you. Mother Miriam wanted her coronet to be extraordinary, so you convinced her to increase its Aether output. Ruben warned you about the danger, but you insisted to Mother Miriam that the ceremony was safe. I love my brother, but Ruben can be a sniveling coward. He's exaggerating the risk. Yes, the ceremony had some danger. However, it was well within my abilities. I made no error. This is how it happened. Okay. Then they discussed the ceremony. So if he's adjusting the coronet, yeah, he was modifying the amplifier apparently. I have no idea what you mean or what that has to do with it. Oh. Ask about Ruben, my dullard brother. He's practically my assistant. Did Ruben return to work? I have no idea. That's not important here anyhow. Okay, did he try to... I recall him coming up to me. I didn't hear him. I was too busy performing the ceremony. Okay. Let's go to Reuben and ask him. Unfortunately, I was occupied and did not see what he did. Okay. After what happened, Gideon still thinks he had things under control. He is delusional. No. Adjusting the coordinate. Consecration ceremony. Oh wait. Oh, I can go inside. Skeptic. Nice. Narcissist. Okay, so he's a skeptic, but doesn't really believe in the one truth of the demons. Weren't they rooted out 100 years ago? And he sincerely believes, I'm a faithful member of the Abbey, but surely demons are a thing of the past. There hasn't been a murder in 100 years, sister. What would happen now? Want to ask him about? Everyone has always been devout, serious, and boring. We can't all be grand, I suppose. My brother never understood the importance of our work, our faith. He acts the part of his help, but he only cares about the here and now. Ruben is a vapid idiot who only cares about glory. Now his arrogance has gotten someone killed. Like, can I contradict this with... No. So he says he was doing work this whole time, which I feel... I heard she's dead, I'm not... What were you working on? The ceremonial spear for the night's mass as a magnificent relic. I think Abbot Gregory will be... Let's see... Can I... Apologize, Sister Alan, I did not follow your logic. I'll use this. Oh. Can I contradict this with... Can I contradict... I'm a little dumb, guys, hold on. Can I, like... I am Gideon the Grand, the greatest cybernetician, pride is a sin, Gideon. I really speak the truth, sister. The one true God has gifted me with extraordinary vision and skill. It would be sinful for me to hide my talents with false modesty. Could I contradict at some point with door controls? No? Contradict with door controls. It'd be so much easier if I could just figure out what I should do about this. I'm just not sure what to do. Let's see. Manifest and ambitious and strong-willed. Yeah, I still think the vengeful. I'm still thinking Reuben. Because I don't consider Gideon strong-willed. He is a narcissist. I don't think that I don't have a third person right now. Why did you ask Gideon to stop? Why not force him? Couldn't you open the chamber and push Gideon aside? Interrupting the ceremony would have been more dangerous. Had I opened the chamber, the energy would have been let loose into the workshop. Had I pushed him away, no one could have been controlling the energy gathering within the chamber. In any case, my action would have resulted in a greater catastrophe. Oh, adjusting the coordinate. Like, so are you sure you don't? I didn't hear him. I was busy performing the ceremony. So he says he adjusted the coronet over at his workbench. Yes. He thought it shattered, apparently. Contradicted with their mates? No? At least this is, like, it's just, I need to figure out what Reuben done towards this part of the work. And I just don't know how. Gideon was already performing the ceremony and the chamber was sealed. There was no way for me to have hurt Mother Miriam. In the ceremony, no one was inside the chamber other than Mother Miriam. Why would you want to harm her? I don't have any psychological evidence yet. The opportunity. It's during the prayer. I need something here. That's the thing. I need to unlock a second part. I need to figure out. Let me just leave for now. Let me see if there's a. I've gone through the fundamental steps of investigating a murder. How there's much yet to uncover about the incident. I should continue to find more information, contradict the suspects with them, and try to accuse one. No one will tell me when I'm ready to accuse. That is entirely up to my discretion. However, there are no consequences for a failed accusation. Each failure will help bring me closer to the truth of the incident. Yes, I've looked at all these. Already have those. There was a scary devil thing. Yeah. I'm just not sure. I need one contradiction. Oh, I thought I already did that one. You test my patience, Reuben, as your memory slipped once more. The door record shows that the consecration chamber was opened twice today. Given that Gideon was praying during this time, only you could have opened the chamber. It's true that I opened the chamber again just before the ceremony started, but I had my reasons. Something about the chamber seemed unseemly. Given what happened to Mother Miriam, I feel vindicated in my fears. Tell me what you did in the chamber. Ah. Let's check his psychological evidence here. Let's get in his brain. Ooh, envy, huh? Oh, hello. Interesting. What were you checking? To perform the ceremony, precision is critical. I want to make sure the coronet was placed. If Gideon could be exposed for being the fraud that he is. Me envious of Gideon, how unlikely his artistry would be nothing without my designs. He doesn't know the first thing about how our implants actually work. Okay. Opportunity. During the prayer, you claimed to have opened the door chamber to check the materials. That was when you sabotaged the ceremony, and it's because you're envious. Her death was merely a means to an end. Humiliation of Gideon. You envy your brother's success. You wanted his fame and his glory. Thanks for playing. Aw. This is a really good game. I might actually buy this when it comes out. I enjoy this. I think this is really neat. Thank you so much for watching.